Hey YouTube, this is Lithium017 bringing you my collection video of Nintendo 64 consoles. This video has all 16 different consoles that were released worldwide. There is arguably a 17th one, and I'll discuss that later, but these are the normal 16 ones that were released. So I do have the boxes for all of them, all 16 different ones. There are many different variations of them released worldwide, such as the Funtastics were released in other regions with different boxing, but I don't have all the different versions of boxes. So I'll start from the beginning in North America. There was this normal console that was just called Charcoal Black that was released, and it had one controller that was gray. This is the console itself with the controller. There was also released an Atomic Purple color edition, which had an extra color controller included, which came with the normal gray, the console, as well as a see-through purple controller, or the Atomic Purple color controller. There was another version or variation that was released with one gold controller, and there was yet another one with one extreme green controller. I don't have those. Beyond that, there was a Star Wars bundle that has a picture of Star Wars games on the cover, but it was still the black console. And there was also a few Pokemon releases that had the console in it as well. There's also Pokemon console, but I'm not talking about that. To move on, there was this gold Nintendo 64 that was released with two controllers through Toys R Us. So that version came with the two controllers, and it came out, the original console was out in '96. This one came out in, I believe, roughly around the year 2000. This particular box I have actually says 2001. So this console, the gold one, was also released in Japan. It saw the exact same console in this box, and it was also released in other areas of the world. To move on from that one, we'll get into some of the colored consoles. So North America saw the release of the Fantastic set, which is all 6 of these. The rest of the world saw the majority of these released. Europe saw the same colors, as well as Australia. Japan did not get all of them, though. Watermelon, Fire, Jungle, Ice, Grape, and Smoke. Japan saw the release of Smoke as Clear Black, which is identical, so that's this one. And the Grape was also released as Midnight Blue, which is identical. I don't have the Midnight Blue box yet, but it is the exact same. Other than that, Japan did not see release of those other 4 consoles. But I know there is a different boxing version for Europe and for Australia as well, a little bit different. So that is 1, 2, plus the 6, so that's 8 so far. There was also a Pikachu set. This is the Toys R Us exclusive box, but it was also released outside of Toys R Us in a box like this in North America. The Toys R Us version had a little watch or something with it and a few other accessories. And the Pikachu console looks something like this in North America. This is the 9th and last console in North America, being the 6 Fantastics, the gold, and the normal black. This particular console was not released anywhere else in the world in this color. There was other color variations, such as this one, which was released in Japan. So you can tell the blue of the 2 consoles is different. Same with the controllers. So the box for that particular console is like this. And the controllers are different just because this one says Pokemon. This one says Pikachu Nintendo 64. The bottom of the North American one is yellow. The bottom of the Japanese one is the same shade of yellow, but the blues on top are different, making them distinct different releases. Another difference in the console, obviously, is the text on this one says press here to reset, and on the bottom of the console it says Pokemon, Pikachu Nintendo 64. On the Japanese one, it just says Pikachu Nintendo 64. And on the top of the controller, it does say Pikachu Nintendo 64. So following the same format, there was also a orange and yellow console in Japan that looks like this. Looks very different and very bright. Yes, Pikachu's cheeks do light up in both of these versions. So this time the controller says the same as the other Japanese one. The bottom's the same yellow, but the top is orange. This is the only solid orange controller or console. And the bottom of the console is the same yellow on both of these, as well as the North American one. So there's 3 distinct Pokemon consoles, but yet there is a 4th that was released just in Australia, to my knowledge. I've heard hints of this maybe being released in Europe, but I cannot verify that. That console basically looks like it has sticker decals on it. So the footprint of this Nintendo console is actually the same as the original, but there are some stickers that says Pokemon on it, and Poliwhirl, or I think it's Poliwhirl, Charizard, Meowth, Pikachu, Blastoise, and Venusaur. What a nerd, I know all of them. And the yellow on that console is a little bit different as well. This time, the controller is the inverse of colors of the North American Pokemon console. So this one's yellow on top and blue on the bottom. The one in North America was blue on top and yellow on the bottom. And the port for these, this one's blue, the Australian one's yellow. That is the only console in Australia that is unique, is this one here. So just to recap, that brings us up to 9 North American consoles, those 3 as well as the 6 Fantastics, plus 2 Japanese Pikachu ones and 1 Australian one. So that's 12 so far. Now to the remaining 4, they're all from Japan as well. There is this see-through blue and white console, that's this one here, that was released in Europe and Japan, but not North America. The console and the controller match with white bottom and blue on top. The blue is the same as the North American Ice, but the white is distinct and different. So the box for this is here. Europe saw the same release, except there was a Mario little symbol here on it, and I think it came with a Mario game as well. There's also this red console that was released in Japan only, and it's the same sort of setup with pink on top this time with white on the bottom. And the controller matched it as well. Second, lastly, this is the Dia Hawks edition. This one is very rare. This time it has orange top, which is a different orange than the Fire. You can see my unboxing video of this one or comparison. It is different, and black see-through bottom. So it's tough to tell, but the plastic is see-through. Let's hold up to the light a little bit more, just to give you the idea. This one was only released in Diehawk stores. The controller matches the console. So quite rare. And the last one, the 16th one, is this Just Go console. It's Just Go 30th anniversary, but it's very distinctly named Clear Gray on the side there. So this one, same as the Clear Blue and Clear Pink, but this time gray on top and white on the bottom. The gray on top is a different gray than the Smoke or Clear Gray that it's called on the other one. Clear Black is the name of the Japanese one. This one is referred to as Clear Gray. And it is slightly different, but it's very hard to tell. This is more of a dirty black. I'm going to rearrange the consoles just to show the consoles themselves and not the boxes for you. So I'll just come back in a moment with that. Of the 16 different consoles, there are 9 from North America, 1 from Australia, which makes 10, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from Japan, which makes the 16. The 17th that I'm referring to in the beginning of the video was actually just a standard black console, except this little jumper pack cover had ANA for an airline company on it. ANA just on this. But other than that, the console is identical from what I could tell. So there's no difference really in the console. I don't really consider that a 17th unique console. These are the 16 different ones. So I will line them up and I will show you them without the boxes now. So here are the 16 consoles lined up without the boxes, just to give you guys a quick look at them again. This part will be short. There was the black console that was released worldwide, the gold one that was mostly released in North America and in Japan. To go to the Fantastic series, there was this Smoke one that was released as Clear Black in Japan as well, and it was also released in Australia and Europe. The Grape was released in Europe, Australia, and North America, as well as in Japan as Midnight Blue. Then there was Ice, which was not in Japan, but everywhere else. There was green, which was also not in Japan, but everywhere else. This is jungle. Watermelon, and orange, which were also not released in Japan. The 9th North American console is this Pokemon one. There was also console number 10, which was in Australia, the Pokemon console with the standard feet and the standard shape to it. Footprint is what it's called. Then Japan had these two Pokemon consoles. This one with a lighter blue than the North American version. And these are the Pikachu consoles, where I would refer to this one as the Pokemon console with Pikachu on it, and this is just the Pokemon console from Australia with the normal footprint. So there's orange and blue of those. Then there was this one, which was released in Europe and Japan. And this one, which was released in Japan only, I'm quite certain, that is red on top and white on the bottom. So these two were Japan-only releases, and this one here was Japan-only release. This one did see the light of day in Europe. Then two local N64 consoles just to Japan. The Dia Hawks one, which was just released in Diehawk stores with black on the bottom and a different orange on top. And then this Justco 30th Anniversary Clear Gray console with white on the bottom and black on top. So those are the 16 different ones. The 17th one, that's ANA, I don't really consider its own console because it just has different jumper pack cover. If you know of any other ones, let me know. There was some prototypes that have been out there that I've sold for a lot of money, but these are the standard released ones. I've never seen any other video with all 16. I've never actually even seen all 16, so I'm very proud to be a collector with something unique in my collection. I don't think I'm going to get too many of the different box variations. I already have, as I said, 20 different boxes for them, so I think that's enough. Have a great day, gamers. Talk to you some other time.